Time to go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin IT podcast. Andre, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a nice, relaxing, mostly relaxing day.
All right, cool. So today's episode is a freestyle episode, so we're just gonna be freestyling it the whole episode. But as always, let's start out with what you've been playing, man. What you been up to?
WWE 2K as of late, because why not?
Okay.
Got back into playing some old Mega Man games. Played Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. Ran through them. And I think that was it. No, I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 earlier.
Yeah, I suck at Mega Man 2. Yeah, that and the Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2. I love Ancient Ship of Doom, though. Ancient Ship of Doom is my jam. Ninja Gaiden 3, that's my jam. So what I was playing, as you can see, 50 gigs for a demo. I've been playing the Metaphor Refantasio demo. 50 damn gigs. Atlas. Bruh, really? Also Echoes of Wisdom, which I'll be talking about a little bit later because I do need to make an apology. I already apologized to this person individually on Twitter, but I'm going to apologize again because I should have articulated myself better on one of their vids. And I've been playing the Capcom Fighting Arcade Classics. I am still going through X-Men vs. Street Fighter. I need to put some gameplay up for that. But I'm still going through X-Men vs. Street Fighter and X-Men Children of the Atom. Have not jumped into Marvel vs. Capcom 2 yet or the Punisher game, which I probably need to do that as well. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about doing vids for that. I just want to try to figure that out. Also played some Tekken 8 with Heihachi, freshly back from being resurrected by the Dragon Balls.
Right out the grave.
Right out the grave. So I'm gonna jump into that little story mode that they did. And I'm gonna test out since StreamYard now has supposedly up to 4K capability. I want to see how the vids look during the live stream. So I may live stream that sometime next week just to see how the corresponding vid looks. If it looks better, I'll start back live streaming a little more. If not, I'll stick back to just doing my regular press start stuff. First thing I want to talk about, well, let me just go and talk about this Echoes of Wisdom thing. Earlier today, a friend of the channel, Rule 2 Review, put out a video talking about Echoes of Wisdom and wanting to, and I'm paraphrasing here, please go over and check out that video. It's actually a really good video. I don't know why it's getting so much negative heat on it, but it's basically talking about Zelda being the main character in a different style game, basically being more of a quote-unquote badass. And what I said was, if you make Zelda basically Link, it takes away from her uniqueness. And I don't think I articulated that very well. So I already apologized to Rob about that because I said I should have articulated myself better because, of course, I got hit. I had to get hit by somebody that thinks I'm stupid because I don't like women. I never said I didn't like women. I never said I didn't like Zelda. I don't know why people go to that when
hold on, that doesn't make sense though. If your argument is that making Zelda like Link takes away her unique characteristics, how does that mean you dislike women?
Andre, you already know this is what you get as soon as you say anything like that.
People
You already know
don't
that.
have logic, reasoning, or comprehension skills.
My thing is, I'm like, there's only been like basically 2 Zeldas that we know to have been actually fighting. Just Twilight Princess Zelda, and we know Wind Waker Zelda, and that's because Tetra was a damn pirate. The other Zeldas have not been fighters. People play Hyrule Warriors, the first one, and get it twisted that they think Zelda's like, no,
that's not
that ain't even canon. And on top of that, she wasn't princess, she was queen.
Well, she was queen in Japan. They downgraded her to princess here.
Yeah, I'm going with the Japanese one because that makes more sense. Actually, when you actually think about it, it actually makes more sense. Her being a queen, doing all the stuff she was doing, as opposed to princess. So people get that misconstrued. Even in Age of Calamity, when they had Princess Zelda in there, was she fighting with a sword? Nope.
No.
Because when I go back to stuff like this, like even when people got mad in Wakanda Forever that Shuri was being Black Panther, I understood why they were upset, but not for the reasons that most people think. Because even though in the comics Shuri had held the mantle at least like 3 or 4 times that I can remember,
she held it for a good long time when he became King of the Dead.
Yeah. The problem with the movies is I'm like, you take away what makes Shuri if you make her Black Panther. You take away from that.
Depending on how you go. If you go about it to make her just like her brother, then yes.
Yes.
But if you make her Black Panther as she is, then that's a different story. But they didn't do that.
They didn't do that. And that was my point I was trying to make. I was trying to say, look, if you make Zelda basically like Link, it takes away from her uniqueness, and there's no reason for Link to be there. But for some people, the way some people act online, I think that's what they want. Until they actually play the game, then they'd be like, "Man, this sucks."
Yeah, but if you do that, then everybody's gonna be like, "Then what was the point of having her be the main character of the game if she's just Link all over again?"
Yeah,
DI.
Well,
that wouldn't even make sense because that would just be stupid at that point.
To be, and I'm gonna, because I think people don't understand the story at all. Here's the quick synopsis. The reason why nobody ever knows Link's name is because Zelda always wrote down everything that happens. That's why it's called The Legend of Zelda. It's not called The Legend of Link. It's called The Legend of Zelda because she writes down everything after every adventure. So the reason why they don't ever call him by name, they always call him the hero of whatever. Hero of time, hero of the winds, hero of the twilight, hero of the wilds, is because she's protecting Link. Because if they know his name, they're going to kill him. They're gonna kill him as soon as he's born. His name Link. That's such a beautiful name. One second, bam!
They wouldn't even wait till he was born. They wouldn't even wait till he was born. I mean, his mother and daddy get murked before he be birthed.
Well, in Ocarina of Time, that's exactly what happened. Like that beginning of that thing is bloody when you go back and actually like read the lore. They attacked the kingdom. His mom is on a horse trying to get the hell out. She gets shot in the back with 2 arrows. She's dying as she gets to the forest. She's dead. Like both parents dead. I'm like, yeah, that's a Japanese opening to a game, all right. No! Because if y'all watch anime, I mean, Japan has no problem like murking kids in anime.
No, they don't.
They have no problem.
And they'll make it gruesome too. They have no problem with it.
And then it'll just be like a basic shonen anime after that. First 2 episodes get hit by a garbage truck. Like, what the world? Oh yeah, now it's back to good times. Good times. Like one of the isekais I watched. That first episode, they burned this dude at the stake, and they showed it. I'm like, whoa, the boy was 11.
Yeah.
Burnt them. I'm like, okay. Alrighty. So, I mean, it's that kind of stuff. So that's why I was saying, I'm like, look, I understand Echoes of Wisdom ain't everybody's cup of tea, but I think it portrays Zelda properly. And on top of that, I think she's a badass. It's just not in the way you think of a badass. You think of a badass as, oh, you got to wield the sword or do some kind of crazy ass martial arts or something. I'm like, dude,
people when people say that, they think action hero, not necessarily somebody that can do it in a different way.
yeah,
Right.
So that's what I meant. So to the two individuals that think I lack imagination and I don't like women, respectfully, you know where you can go and what you can get.
It's lacking imagination if you want Zelda to be Link.
Right.
That's literally lacking imagination.
Yeah, 100%.
I swear, people
Like
come
I
up with these
said,
arguments, and
I just
and
wanted
have
to
no
apologize. I just wanted to apologize, Rob. So because I didn't articulate myself very well. So that's on me. But
point.
to
I
those
mean,
individuals,
that's one point, but somebody wholeheartedly saying you have no imagination. Okay, so we're gonna make Zelda buff and thick and muscular and make her Ganondorf then. If that's what if you're gonna go that route, might as well.
Well, Andre, me and you actually came up with a game that would make sense for them to do is set it during Ocarina of Time during the 7 years that Link was asleep, and just show Zelda going from princess training as a ninja and still having her magic. That way you could do both. Because she did that. Because that's why in Ocarina of Time, every time you got close to Sheik, she did the thing because if you touched her,
Deku seed.
Yeah,
blinding you.
If you touched her, the magic, the illusion would wear off. So that's how you do that. If that's what you wanted to do, if that's what you wanted to be a badass Zelda character, you can have her doing that because that way you have a story that actually makes sense, and it's a story that some people that actually played Ocarina of Time, I ain't gonna talk about everybody else, would actually make sense because you'll get to see her fight, which is what you want. And you'll be able to see her do magic, which is what she needs to do. Because she is the bearer of what, kids? Wisdom, not courage or power.
I mean, look, just give her all of the powers. Give her everything.
I mean, that's what they did in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. How that worked out for her. She had to go back in time.
She had to go back in time in order to still prepare for Link to be able to do it.
Well, and heal the sword, because apparently, you know.
Oh yeah, she did have to pour her power into his sword.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that. Like I said, I don't look to the people that say that. Look, I didn't articulate myself very well, but y'all know where you can go and what you can kiss because you wasn't being freaking, altruistic your damn selves. So there's that. But other than that, that's just me. And also, Atlas, stop with this 50 gig nonsense for a demo. I rest my case.
I was just about to say, a wise man once said, yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Okay, well, let me ask y'all then, because I thought I was crazy. So it's a demo, right? I shouldn't have to put a demo to my internal storage, should I? Because it's just a demo. I ain't bought the whole game.
You shouldn't, but they did lay out the rule that anything that is downloaded for that specific hardware has to be on the hard drive, not the hard drive, the SSD versus the hard drive. So if it's backwards compatible stuff, it can be on the hard drive. But if it's not, it's got to be on the SSD.
Your demo should never be 50 gigs.
It shouldn't.
Well, yeah,
I'll give them a pass because all of this is carrying over, correct?
Your demo shouldn't be 50 gigs.
look, listen. Nintendo got some demos that's less than a gig that carries your data over. So
true.
I mean, Romance and Saga demo ain't no damn 50 gigs.
Now, does it have as much dialogue as this game does? Because I tried. And I was like, you know what? We finna just skip because I haven't played the game, and I'm in here like 30 minutes. I'm like, dude, no, we're not. We're not.
So I counted. And if everybody in the chat, press start tomorrow morning. The Refantasio, the first hour and 20 will be up. I'm telling y'all right now, it's 45 minutes of dialogue before I got to a fight.
Bro, that was
45 minutes before I got to a fight.
I just got into decent combat. Like, and I'm sitting here. I done fed my baby. I done burped her. I done put her to sleep.
You don't order pizza. You don't went to the grocery store.
I done ate dinner. I was like, this can't. No, we're not.
How do you do something that long? Like,
well, here's how they fooled you. Here's how they fooled you. So, like, the first 15 minutes is the opening, right? Mm-hmm. So that happens. I don't want to say what happens, but you get dropped off. Mm-hmm. But you're so weak you can't actually do nothing but run to the point on the map they tell you to run to. Because I tried to fight one of them, I got killed. Y'all
got knocked out after 2 hits immediately.
Bro, I got killed. I got killed in glorious fashion. So you died. I died immediately. So so the next time I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna do what you tell me to. I ran straight to the point on the map. I run to the point on the map. Cool. We see the beautiful visage of desert. Notice I said beautiful visage of desert. They ain't crap on there but some bones and a lion. So I get to the other point. Now, it literally takes me about a minute to get to the other point. It goes right back to a cutscene. 15 minutes later. All right, now they let me get control again. All right, cool. Now I'm walking through the city. And they stop every two minutes to tell me something.
Metal Gear Solid 4. This sounded like Metal Gear Solid 4.
I don't care. All right, so I get to the recruitment center because that's where you're supposed to go. Another 25 minutes. Jack, am I lying? Am I lying, Jack?
No, not at all. Like, not at all. It's ridiculous.
Can I fight something, please?
And then you're talking again after that before you even fight anything. Like,
and I meet the one captain I really want to die. I want that captain to die so bad. Because I was like, first of all, I know you a coward. Second of all, you fat. How are you fat in the military when you got people trying to kill your kingdom?
Talking reckless.
So I was like, okay, fine. I finally get to the point where we can fight. I'm like, and the combat's good. The combat is good. But that 45 minutes, bruh.
It's rough.
It's rough.
It's rough.
Now, it's some beautiful animated sequences. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm like, if y'all want to make an anime, just make an anime. Yeah. Like, and this is coming off of that Echoes of Wisdom opening, where that's like one of the best openings to a Zelda game, period, I ever played. With Link just coming in and wrecking shop. I'm like, that's how you open the game. Then I got to go to this, and I'm just like, damn, man, let me order this pizza. Damn, pizza here? They said that 30 minutes. Damn, it's been 30 minutes. I'm like, bruh, this is hurting. This is painful. And why is it 50 gigs?
Shoot, now I think about it, the opening of Xenoblade Chronicles X ain't even that slow.
It's not. And they Xenoblade throws you right into it. Because you basically get out that pod. Oh, hey, Elma, fight. Huh?
Can we catch our breath? Fight.
That entirely, like that in itself is what has killed a lot of games for me. And even when I go and I ask the masters, like, hey, like, how long does this start? Oh, give it a good 3 hours. And no, the game should not take me 3 hours to get into. No. A movie is done. I can start a movie. I can start a movie. Finish and start another movie before.
Well, depending on which ones you watch, you can watch 2 full movies in that.
You can watch Sonic. You can watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Super Mario Brothers, and you'll be before that game gets good.
That is crazy, and I want to get into the story. Like, I'm really trying to pay attention to the story, but if it take it 3 hours, no. Like, I shouldn't be going through tutorials, story, because I like games that find a creative way to incorporate the tutorial into like, okay, we told you a story while we're teaching you the game, while you're playing the game. But this is just old school. Here's story. Here's some cutscenes. Now we're going to go into the tutorial after your first fight. Like, after your very first fight. Now I'm talking about how, like, what this whole scan feature does and how to go about, determining what's weaker, what's stronger, and what's, white, which is you don't know if it's weaker or stronger. I'm like, I should have known that early on.
Like, I will say this, I think like the RPG that did it the best was probably Torna the Golden Country.
Okay.
Because in that one, they do like the first like 5 minutes where they give you a little background. If you already played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you should know it a little bit, but they do give you a quick little background, and then they just drop you right into a fight, and they do the tutorial right during that first encounter.
That's how it should be.
And then you go off and do your thing. Not Metaphor. No.
Oh, Trinell, I already know. I've tried Xenosaga. I trust me, I already know.
Oh. But Will and I'll give you that. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. That's how you do a demo.
Yeah,
that's how you do a demo. Like, yeah, they got their first 10 minutes where they do the background. You know, where they show you how they escape with the baby and all that stuff. But as soon as that, it's not this long. As soon as that 10 minutes is up, 10, 15 minutes is up, you're into it. So,
And is it my understanding that, like, I've heard someone that completed the demo said that they were 6 hours in.
Yeah, it's 6 hours. It's a 6-hour demo.
Jesus.
But the way this first part going, it's probably 6 hours with 30 minutes of gameplay.
Right.
So I'm like, the way this is going, I'm like, bruh. I will say this. Despite my misgivings, when I finally did get to do some combat, I liked what I was doing.
There you go. Yeah.
I liked what I was doing, but the problem is to get there.
Yep.
I shouldn't have it. It shouldn't take that long for me to get there. I mean, if you want to make an anime, Atlas, just make an anime. Just make an anime. If you want to make an anime, hey, dude, if you want to make a 13-episode anime for season 1, by all means, go for it, baby. Because like the bad guy in this dude's an asshole.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy killing him. So I'm gonna enjoy that. And I'm like, bro, I can't wait to pull out whatever superpower I got to annihilate you. So,
right.
But I'm just sitting there like, okay, I like what I'm seeing, but dang, but I got this podcast to do.
Right.
Yeah, kind of cutting it close, ain't you?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't done that yet. So
literally, that's why I was late. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I said, it's already 7 o'clock. Like, I swear I started this demo at like 4. Jeez.
Once again, your demo should not be 50 gigs.
That's nuts. So how much what's the size of the actual game?
They didn't say yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing it's gonna be 90 to 100 because I was looking at my Series X, and there was a lot of games on there that I don't even play no more, like Dead or Alive 6. That was 93 gigs. Halo Infinite 100. I think mine was at 105 gigs. I think. Samurai Showdown was at like 45 gigs, and I played that on the Switch. I don't even know. I forgot I had it on my Xbox. Go figure. Harry Potter is at 80.
Wow.
Yeah, Harry Potter's at 80. And I was going, I'm like, dang, this is a lot of stuff. And I'm like, Tekken 8 is at 93 because I just got Heihachi.
Okay.
Fresh from the Dragon Balls. fresh resurrection from the Dragon Balls. So yeah, so I'm like, dang, there's a lot of stuff that's, and I hate that we're going into this because I don't see no way this is getting better. And nope. I've been adamant. I'm like, dude, we need to go back to 40 to 60 hours for these RPGs. I don't need the majority of RPGs to be 100 hours. I don't.
Yeah, because that used to be like this claim to fame. If your game was that long, like people would actually determine if they felt your game was good enough if it was long, which made no sense. But because there's such a thing called fluff. But but yeah, I don't need an RPG this long.
Yeah, I mean, like one of my favorite RPGs is Grandia 2. That thing's 30 hours. I play that once a year, at least once a year. Some of my favorite games are under 50 hours.
Right.
You don't need to be 100 hours. You just don't.
Yeah.
So yeah. Trinell Sakurai did do that in the video. Yeah, he did. He talked about, because that was one of his longer videos. I think it was like 4 or 5 minutes long. Yeah. Where he was talking about if you do this, it takes people out of it. That's
takes away from the enjoyment of the game.
Like, think about how excited you are to come into a game, and then you realize almost an hour later you haven't even played the game yet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to turn it off.
Because they've shown you all the cool stuff in the trailers and stuff. And then when you get the game, you're like, okay, this isn't what I was promised.
You know what that would kind of remind me of? Remember
that?
how we used to get back in the fifth generation with PlayStation, mostly PlayStation. The old demos that would come with your games or whatever, and then you would get like videos of the said game, and it'd be like one that actually had like a demo to it. It kind of reminds me of those. Like you just see the name, you like, yes, I can play the demo. and then you sit there, watch the whole video, and you like, wait, where's the part where I play the demo? I need to look at the disc, and it'd be like video only.
Yeah, video only. Yeah.
Like, I feel lied to. I've been hoodwinked.
Bamboozled. Run amok.
Yeah. And what makes these things worse, not saying that this was the case with Metaphor, but some of these games have the audacity not to let you skip cutscenes.
Yeah.
Like, old. You gonna make me watch it? Like,
watch it. Yeah, Triple M, the Twilight Princess intro at the time was bad. Now it's a godsend.
Man, that beginning piece is so funny too, because I remember in that beginning piece, the first time watching it, I'm like, oh, okay, world building. I see what we're doing here, but we're a farmer. Okay.
Hey, look, if they would have gone that route and continued the game with you being a farmer.
right. Facts.
Yeah, but that's one thing I can give Zelda games. Yeah, that first part, that intro may be crazy, but when they decide to flip it, they flip it. You're like, oh, so that's what we doing. Skyward Sword comes to mind. You're like, okay, man, this whimsical, and previously got a bully that's clearly cool, that's clearly stupid. Oh, I'm cool with this. But once they flip that thing, you're like, oh, snap, this just got serious.
Right.
This really just got serious. I mean, Wind Waker the same way. Oh, snap.
I was just about to say Wind Waker the same way. It's like, the cartoony Zelda games that's the most violent one.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, they don't play.
First of all, I am at this point in my life, I am convinced the ESRB do not play these games. Wind Waker, and especially Kirby, any Kirby game, because halfway through a Kirby game, it turns into some body horror thriller. Not you're like, what happened to the cuddly, cutesy collectathon I was doing? When did it turn into the thing?
It's funny because I think they're like, oh, okay, new Nintendo game. Does it have smiles? Check.
Right.
Is there nice little music in the background? Check. Are they talking about stuff? Check. Okay, it's good.
Can I see this as a plushie?
Right. Whoa. It's a sword. Okay, teen. All right.
Hold on. Is that sword made of metal?
Nope.
Yeah, we can do kids.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? We'll make it edgy. E10 plus.
Right.
but the thing with Kirby games is they go from being whimsical, bright, colorful to intense horror toward the end. Like when the music changes, what you done stepped into.
Right.
Yeah. Because that's like
you get the light and fluffy cloud sounding music in the first 75% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Last quarter of that game, you get intense, strong, powerful sounding music that can fit anywhere else but Kirby.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite parts of Wind Waker is when you talk to the Earth and the Wind Priestess, and you find out Ganon ripped their souls out of their bodies, destroyed their bodies, so they technically ain't dead, but they technically can't pass on. I'm like, did y'all not hear what he just did?
They don't play those games. They don't play those games at all. They look at a few videos, a few snippets. Yeah, that's kids. That's
kid stuff. It's kid stuff.
The children will be fine.
I mean,
but Ocarina of Time, we go down a well and then we have a monster with no hands chasing us.
Right.
Or we
go in the graveyard.
Or you go in the graveyard and find all the torture. Go in the graveyard and find all them torture racks.
Right.
That too.
Oh,
blood everywhere, guts.
Soldier die in the back alley.
Yeah.
They're like,
oh, it's just one time. They'll be all right.
Or even the allusion to selling one's body for money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There is that. Yeah. So I'm just always surprised by Kirby games because you're like, yeah, you play the first half of that game and you're like, man, yeah, this is a kid's game. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this collectathon. I'm having a good time. Nice little relaxing game for me to comfort and play when I get off. What the hell is that? And it comes out of nowhere. And it's in every game. It just comes out of it changes. It just comes out of nowhere.
Well, I'd say it's in every game with the exception for the first few NES and Game Boy games. But after Kirby Superstar is where it picked up.
Yeah, I'm like, so what the did the ESRB get this wrong or did y'all just not play this?
Right.
They didn't play it.
And with Wind Waker, I'm like, oh, they got an Elvis impersonator. That's probably why they didn't break that. There's an Elvis impersonator in there. Cool. I'm like, y'all do know they drowned everybody, right? When they told everybody to get to the top of the mountain, they drowned everybody else, right? I mean, Wind Waker go hard, man. It's like Nintendo, like, okay, y'all say we can kiddie, right? I got an idea. We're gonna make this game look like a cartoon, but we're gonna put the darkest story we can think of to it. Yeah, little girls getting abducted by a giant bird. Put it in there.
Right. Kid getting shot out of a cannon into the side of a mountain.
Yep, that works. Yeah, that tracks.
Boy jumping off of a high plateau to stab someone through their forehead
and leave the sword in there guilt deep.
Like he
bet.
planted that for generations to come.
This was during a time very early in the R. Kelly times. All right, so all right, we weren't thinking clearly. Okay, he just was snatching up all these blonde little girls just for no reason, you know.
Piper.
Right.
Piper R&B.
Right. He said, I'm gonna send my bird out and go ahead and grab y'all real quick. And all y'all gonna stay in the fort. What you got him in the fort for? Don't even worry about it.
You got him in a cage though.
I'm looking. What's even worse though is if he went out and literally told somebody why he was snatching them up, he would go to jail. He'd be like, I'm searching for them. Hey, listen, I'm snatching them all up because I'm looking for the princess. What? Wait a minute. What?
Straight to the gulag.
Right.
This is the remix edition. What's up, Mr. T? Wind Waker was wild. They was wild for some of that stuff. So that game is still one of my favorite Zelda games. But I'm just like, bro, y'all really missed it. I don't think this should be E10.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be at all, but it is.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like I said, 50 gigs for a damn demo.
He's like, I gotta come right back to that.
Cause man, it's taking up space, dude. It's taking up space. I'm not even gonna get this game at launch. It's taking up space. Cause you know what's gonna happen as soon as I finish that demo. It's going off. I'm deleting it.
Delete it.
Oh yeah, super facts. Super facts.
Delete that shit. I'm like, bro, I will get this when they compress it.
It's like, yeah, that's enough of that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna finish the demo. I will finish the demo. I will delete it as soon as I finish the demo and move my stuff back over. The Redeads. Okay, so the Redeads are in Echoes of Wisdom. They're in Ocarina. They're in Wind Waker. Honestly, I think the ones that got me the most are the ones in Ocarina. And I'll tell you why. It's because of how they placed them in the Shadow Temple.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they got me. The other ones, it's not. like the ones in Wind Waker, I love the design of them, the art style of them, but they weren't as they didn't get me like the ones in Ocarina of Time did.
It's because you were at that point, you was already mentally prepared for them.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I guess, yeah. Because like because that Shadow Temple, man, when you go in that room and you find out like the torture racks was in there, and you're like, wait a minute, what in the world was the King of Hyrule doing? Because like, bro,
I mean, there was definitely a lot of Gerudo that ended up in there.
Yeah.
This most definitely happened.
Going by what story you do the go by hit them gossip stones with that Mask of Truth.
A lot of Gerudo ended up in there, and definitely some of the Sheikah.
Yeah. So I was just like, man, okay, because like it's pots in there with flaming demon skulls. It's torture racks. The bottom of the well, the damn character's named Death Head.
Yep.
Like, oh,
and then if I remember correctly, wasn't the Shadow Temple in Ocarina? Shadow Temple was the one that had all the spikes dropping down on.
Yeah, yeah. So you had to dodge that. I'm like, Link, you better than me because I would have looked in there. I would have saw that. I'm like, you know what? Y'all
taking
good.
a peek.
I'm straight.
Hyrule can survive. Hyrule good.
It's crazy because they make you it when you first step in there. You know they got all the unlit candles, and you like Kamehameha. You know what I'm saying? You like, okay, I'm good. It ain't gonna be nothing. Shadow Temple. Okay, so it's gonna be dark. All I need is a candle. I'm good. You step in, and it's that one little hallway that's got nothing in between, and you like, hook shot, baby. That's easy. I already know this. You go around the corner, and you like, no. That's not what I was thinking.
Like I did not expect that.
And Trinell, you're right. Bongo. All you see
without is
head. Some hands, a body with a flower head.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that head is like cut off. So it's really like a neck.
It's like a neck with
the flaps of skin. Just
so at that point, I'm going back to the King of Hyrule. I'm going back to when I was a kid, going to the King of Hyrule and slapping him in the mouth.
Right.
You do that, you gonna end up in there.
Hold on. Touch my magic robe as we stroll through time real quick. Let me take you to what I saw. Hold on to my hand. Why you holding? Hold on.
Hold on. I think.
But now I'm thinking about it with the stuff that happened with the Gerudo and the Sheikah. It makes sense that they would be the spirit and shadow temples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both imply death.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why like there's a lot of stuff that if anybody, and I know people don't like the term spin-off, but I'm like, in certain cases it actually works if you want that style of, if you want different people in protagonist roles, the best way to do it is do it that way. Mm-hmm. I mean,
outside of your main cast,
outside of your main character, and like Zelda and Metroid, you could do that with, to be honest.
Right.
Because The Legend of Zelda has so many characters that are cool. Let's be real. I would love to play an action game with anybody in the Gerudo.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I want an Impa game. Yeah. I want an Impa game real bad.
Yeah, I want an Impa. What design, though, would you go? Would you go with the Hyrule Warriors Calamity design, or would you go with the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition?
Actually, the Hyrule Warriors style, but more close to Ocarina.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be honest with you, I would not mind if Impa didn't have an overly large sword and just worked with that dagger, and she was putting hands on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because technically that's what she would do.
She was bodyguard. That's what she was there.
I know why they did that. I know why Koei Tecmo did that, because they were trying to like give like everybody a unique weapon. But I'm like, even to me, her better weapon was the Naginata. It wasn't even the Bigoron, so it was a Naginata. So yeah. But I agree with that. I would love to see like a young Impa game. Like I said, like that's why and I know we're gonna get into this probably a little bit later, but Ubisoft, man, y'all are tripping.
The greatest company.
But here's the thing. I think I know.
Scaling.
I can tell exactly where they messed up when they went public. A lot of these game companies need to go from being public back to being private. Why? Yeah. Because now you ain't got to answer to them dumbass investors.
True.
Yes, I said dumbass investors because a lot of those investors are actually the reason why a lot of this stuff is bad like it is now.
Yeah. Because I mean, you think about Assassin's Creed. I mean, the moment it sparked some fire, they wouldn't let up. It's like now you got to drop these annually. Like you should never have to drop those annually.
Thinking about how they screwed up that storyline, man.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of talked about this on the podcast yesterday. Ubisoft has a problem. They really got a problem with if it ain't broke, we gonna knock it into the ground until it is broke. Right?
Gonna beat it over the head.
How many Assassin's Creed games play the exact same all the way up into a point where it was all the way in the dirt, and they like, you know what? It's time to change up this formula. And they change up the formula for good, but then they run that back into the dirt, and they're like, oh, well, you know, it's y'all don't like games. And it's like,
no, we like good games.
Or is it because you keep giving us
too much of the same thing?
Yeah, and they do that with every single one of their franchises.
Which is crazy.
Except Rayman.
Yeah, right. Go figure.
Can't run something in the ground we don't make. So.
Right.
Well, because now the Guillemot family talk about selling to Tencent. I think that's a big mistake.
That's
very big.
But I will say this: I'm like where they messed up was when they went public. They should have never went public.
They went public to get that extra money, and then that extra money made them screw up.
Yeah, because the extra money was like, you're gonna do this my way.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy because I mean, you think about it. I mean, Watch Dogs was supposed to be something amazing. Prince of Persia was an amazing game before it got switched to Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You look at the Far Cry games, like those are amazing games. And even with them doing some, different things here and there, where you talk about Primal or what was it, Dragon something, Blood of Dragon, Dragon Blood, yeah. So I mean, they have the franchises. It's just they got to figure out how to make them worthwhile again. Which
now
is kind of hard.
Well, here's the problem now because now those people have left. Like
Michael
Ansel, he's gone. I forgot the lady that not Jade Raymond, but it was another lady that helped with Child of Light and Rayman and Far Cry. She's gone. I'm like, a lot of their talent left. They're out of there. They're not there no more. So it's kind of like the same thing with Rareware.
So let me.
The talented people left, and now you got the people that's doing what's that game that ain't never gonna come out?
Beyond Good and Evil 2?
No, not that one. It starts with E for Rare.
Everwild.
Yeah.
Oh, the game they don't even know about.
Yeah,
they don't even know about. They
were just working on it.
I wish I would be like,
don't even know what it is.
I wish I would be like, yo, you know what? This game is so secret. Even I don't even know about it.
I mean that's certified to get you a roundhouse kick to the skull.
Because I was sitting there, and I still think about this. We was all watching that, and we all looked at Phil Spencer's face like, bro, are you sick? Why are you interviewing them if they don't even know what it is? Why do you have a trailer if they don't even know what the game is? And they
should have just
told you that.
You could have just even left it at that. Like, and we're not gonna have any comments, no questions, nothing.
Let's just go not even say anything.
Trailer. Keep it moving.
Like, don't even give it a trailer. If they don't know what it is, why are you giving it a trailer?
Yeah.
Why do you have a name if you don't know what it is?
All right, Everwild. So let me ask this question. Because this was something I talked about too, and I didn't really have necessarily the answer for it. But is it Ubisoft's engine? So like every single game that they have is like every single one, like except for like Rayman and maybe Rabbids, but like all of their recent titles, all of them have the same. They're all the same as far as like the menu. Like you go into the menu and here on the side is your shop. You know what I'm saying? and they always give you enough coins to get whatever the cheapest thing is, and they feel like they like giving you a little extra, so that little extras amount after you buy the little cheap thing is sitting in the corner to make you be like, I got a little extra here, so I need to put a little more money into this so I can get me another thing. But they all have that, and all the other title, start, continue, options, blah blah blah, is in a small left corner, and in the big right corner is discount, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
is that an engine thing, or is it just how they structure their stuff?
Yeah, I'd say it's both. It's both.
I'm about to say, because if you look at their launcher on PC, it is one and the same.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
So it's like kind of trying to make a launcher,
like
but on console.
You can't separate your you can't separate yourself from it. That's the problem.
Right.
That's so crazy. Because like at this point, there's some things I do like about it. Don't get me wrong. I do like the fact that, if you play one game, you can get something towards another game that's completely free. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like a costume or, you know what I'm saying? Like the old Nintendo stuff, like you got this, what do they call the little characters that we used to have? The little, like the statues. I can't even think. Amiibos. If you got this amiibo, you can get this. If you put it in this game, it does this, blah, 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 blah. That's cool. Added content to something that you already paid for. I love that. But with that being said, I don't like on a big front poster, here's a discount, and you have to get this in-game currency that's not universal through all the rest of our games. You have to pay it for this one particular game just to get this. And it's not a multiplayer game at that. It's not a multiplayer game, so the only people who are going to be seeing it is you.
Ubisoft, yeah,
right.
It's just, I don't know. Ubisoft has a very interesting way of how they do things, but I think it was just more on the lines of trying to make it look like you have a launcher on console. Because even when you look at some of that stuff when it comes up, if you click on it, it sends you directly to Ubisoft's website. So it sends you to like the Microsoft Store to go purchase whatever. Because that was the same thing when we were playing Immortal Phoenix. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
And now the first time I ever saw it though was with what is that Roman game that came out on Xbox One?
Rise.
Yeah, like that was my first time seeing it. Like when the Xbox One came out and Rise did it, it was just throwing a whole bunch of stuff up there, and I'm like, what is all of this? And it was to click on whatever to make purchases. And I wasn't sure if I was in like a pause menu or if I was in a store. And it's like, and it got so confusing to where you saw other games start doing it over time, but Ubisoft just kind of stuck with it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this to me, it's got to be on the lines of just trying to stay with not being able to put a launcher on console, but it mirrors the launcher that's on PC.
Yeah. And I want to say something real quick for everybody. It can be an engine thing. It doesn't have to be one engine that they do for making the game. You can layer engines together when you make something. And they could have a specific engine that leads to their storefront. So that's all. It could just be that. That's what allows for the structure to be in place. So that's why I would say it is an engine plus structure thing. Because they structured an engine that works on PC and console almost identically, that can be used back and forth between them.
Yeah.
And that takes time to do. Like there's no way there's no way they're gonna have somebody rewriting that code every time.
Right.
They're just gonna copy, paste, plop, plop, plop. So it's both. What's up, Debo?
Hey Vicky.
Hey Vicky.
What's up, Vicky?
Void, you I forgot they did leave. The Mario Rabbids team, they left. They left too.
Nuts, man.
Yep.
So
because I think they're about to start their own. They're about to start their own studio though.
And if they do, guess what's happening?
So
Nintendo gonna look to them like, hey, you doing another Mario RPG game? Come on, let's go.
Man, it works. But I mean, a question for y'all then. So this kind of puts me in the same mindset of what Marlon was talking about with Scary Movie, when the Weinstein brothers kind of just took it and thought they could replicate what they were doing. Yeah, now, but what's the point of holding on to an IP if you know the creators are gone. Like, as a company, do you just give it up, or do you try to milk it as much as you can? It's kind of similar to what Konami's doing with Metal Gear.
If you're Sony, you give it up. What?
Quickly.
I'm just
it really depends. It really comes down to depending on if you feel like you have the talent to do it.
Yeah.
Like for a while, Capcom didn't want to make another Mega Man game,
right?
Until they got people in place that could actually make one.
Now the problem that I see, because like now we got a lot of indie companies, but a lot of those indie companies are actually from other studios that they got BS'd over. Right. So you can actually option those indie studios. They could if they wanted to. That's what I keep saying. Like, there's no excuse why we haven't got a Jack and Daxter or a Sly Cooper. Vicky, I see what you wrote. And a Sly Cooper or anything like that. And I did not say that. You did. So but yeah, there's no excuse why they can't do that, but they won't do it. They just won't do it. I don't understand why they won't do it, but they won't do it. So
it's got to be something to where they don't want to loan that out. It's not like it's a rare thing. It's very common.
No, it's money. It's potential money.
I'm like, because with Capcom, there's no excuse why they stopped Beautiful Joe.
True.
Yeah, Platinum. Yeah, Clover turned into Platinum, and they left. But
they bounced.
If you're not gonna do nothing with it, sell it back to them.
That's all you gotta do.
Or at the very least, like, if you're not gonna give it to them, work out a deal where they'll still work on it.
Yeah, because there was one more game we were supposed to get that we never got. The last one.
Mm-hmm.
So
then there was the potential sequel to God Hand that never happened.
That never happened, yeah. So I'm like, there's times where I'm like, okay, y'all can do this, because my main problem with Capcom is for some reason they got over 200 IPs that they still own, but they can only work on Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and Street Fighter.
That's same joints, man.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, come on, man. And y'all not a little company. I can see if y'all were 10 people. Y'all are not 10 people.
They got so many IPs. Like, man, make another goddamn Captain Commando game.
I mean,
make another Strider.
You saw what happened with Streets of Rage 4. Why isn't there a Final Fight?
Final Fight 4 should have been happened.
But you put it in Street Fighter 6. Like, that don't make sense, man.
To me, I think a lot of these companies are starting to play safe. It's like, let's crack the code on this game.
Too safe, though.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%, because it was like, Monster Hunter would come out, but it didn't really get like this huge push, and then I think what was it, Wilds is what really pushed it over the top, and then Iceborne, and then Rise. So now they're gonna stick with it. When we talk about Resident Evil, I mean, Resident Evil has always been like a loved game. I don't know if they've ever had like a fallout outside of 5.
It had its downturn with 5 and 6.
Yeah, with 5 and 6, and then they kind of had a resurgence.
But that's when Mikami left. That's when Shinji Mikami left. As soon as he left, because he left right after 4.
Yeah, they tried to replicate the formula of 4 and messed it up.
Did not work. Yeah, Breath of Fire, Dino Crisis, and Trinell. Yeah, the whole Sly Cooper situation. Yeah, they did say they didn't want to work on it, but that's why I was like, they could option it to somebody else. Like, if Naughty Dog don't want to work on it, fine. If y'all want to pretend like y'all adults by making the same game over and over again and remastering it, cool. Give it to somebody else though. Like, they
let somebody else work on it.
Yeah, it's still Sony. So Sony can say, hey, Airship Syndicate, what y'all working on? Y'all want to work on Jack and Daxter? Hey, Team 17, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all want to work on Jack and Daxter?
Y'all want to do a Sly Cooper?
Yeah.
Tomba then got taken away from Sony, being Sony exclusive.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, they must want it around because they keep renewing it. Because Jack ain't went nowhere else. They keep renewing it, so they clearly want it around.
True. So that's the same thing I say about Activision. Because I remember it was a while back, the creator said it was harder to keep it relevant opposed to making brand new IPs. And I was like, I beg to differ. Like, I feel like it's harder to bring up a brand new IP, especially when you talk about Call of Duty, because now it's like there's no competition. So really, you can release whatever, and people just won't buy you off of the name. And I feel like they're at that point now to where they could hand that off. Like hand that off and then have your main team go make something brand new. But I doubt they will.
Yeah, they won't because number one, the investors are gonna tell them not to do it.
I think at some point you got to have enough loot in the bag to say, all right, forget investors, dude. Like we just gonna bet on self at this point.
But that's the thing. Like that's why I said like a lot of these companies they messed up when they went public.
Right.
True.
That's where they messed up. Because like, look, I understand Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo being public. That's cool. But like EA and Capcom and Ubisoft and they should not be public.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I mean, that's what happened with Cyberpunk. I know everybody got mad at them because they released a game that was jacked up, but that wasn't they call.
That was because of the investors. Once CD Projekt Red went public, investors pushed them to put the game out, knowing it was going to be in the condition it was.
Yeah,
and didn't care because they knew they had all them pre-orders. They were like, "Well, shoot, I'm gonna get my yacht this winter. I'm gonna get my yacht regardless." So
yeah, that's crazy.
And nobody knows my name, so I'm not gonna get blamed for it.
Right?
Y'all will.
Yeah, because my investors will look totally different after a while. Like I get it, you don't want to be like you want investors to put money into something, especially if you want a new project, but they're gonna look totally different after I actually start getting my cash. Like I'm established at this point. All right, I need y'all to tell me about video games. Tell me what your interests are in video games at this point. Because if this is money, nah, I'm sorry. We can't.
Hey,
that's all it is.
Hey, straight up icebreaker on them. Like, hi, my name. First off, we're gonna say hi, my name is, and what you like about the video game industry, and it better not be anything about money.
I ain't gonna give them the two of them that nice. I'm like, hey, I'm such and such. What's your first favorite 5 games right now? Tell me what platform they are. What platform are they on? What's your 5 top games? Come on.
But listen, we gotta expel some. You can't say Mario, no Call of Duty, no Madden, no 2K, and no Green GTA.
What's your top 5 favorite games that are not popular?
Well, that's the other thing too. Like, most of these investors, just like in the movie industry, they're gonna exploit nerds. They just gonna exploit them because they like, look, I can make money off y'all. I'm like, everybody look at Star Wars and Star Trek. When you look at Star Wars can put out a horrible ass battlefield with horrible ass practices and still make bank.
Yeah.
All the microtransactions.
Why? Yeah. Because that fan base is so damn huge worldwide that if even 10% of them say, I'm gonna buy this game, they make bank.
Yeah.
And they know that. So a lot of it is just like, okay, y'all just exploiting nerds for this. Y'all exploiting the nerd and geek culture. That's what y'all doing. Y'all saw that, hey, I can make money off them because they gonna show up if it's their favorite thing, or if I get my influencers to influence them to get it.
That's so horrible, man.
Yeah. Even if the game broken, they'll get it. I mean, look, I think we've all made jokes about Bethesda at this point. There's never a reason to buy a Bethesda game at launch.
It really isn't.
There really is no reason to buy it at launch. 6 to 8 months later, yeah, it'd be working there. But at launch, oh hell no.
That but people still do it. Thing. Especially at this time, like gaming has come so far, and we're at the point now to where you would think we were just working with a whole bunch of brand new developers.
Right.
But when you have places like IGN talk about nostalgic glitches,
that still gets me every time. It's nostalgic though.
Or there's too much water.
Yeah, there's
too much water. Too much water where you're supposed to be able to, traverse water.
But that's the issue. And then you have people saying, "Oh, well, this game is fire." All right, well, why is it fire?
They can't tell you.
Well, I went on Digital Foundry and they said that the game.
Okay, but what did you play?
Yeah, what did you play?
Right.
And
what did you see when you played it?
So I did see that last Digital Foundry video about Echoes of Wisdom, and I'm like, okay, did we play a different game? Because what the hell are y'all talking about? And then I went back and played Link's Awakening, and I'm like, I don't see what y'all were talking about. I still don't see what y'all were talking about.
They have as far as I've seen, people talked about it having a slight stutter and frame rate.
I haven't seen a stutter at all in this game.
It's not so prevalent that it happens all the time, but so many people run with that because Digital Foundry said it.
Okay, because I'm gonna say I got like 10 hours in and I haven't seen.
I've seen videos of it happen, but it's only happens when people have the screen cluttered. It doesn't just happen at random. It happens when the screen is cluttered.
A lot of stuff on screen at the same time.
Okay, because I haven't had that. Much. All right, I have not. That's why I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about because like I have not seen this. Is this one of those situations where they're just trying to make it happen?
Just like people talking about Tears of the Kingdom slowing down or Breath of the Wild. I never had slowdown in either of those games, and I've played them, but I also didn't try to drag a bunch of enemies to me all at once while I was playing, so I didn't experience slowdowns.
Yeah, you have to be careful about what you do because, like, even for example, watching someone speed run Black Myth Wukong, they had like 1,000 characters on the screen at one time because they found a way to use the attack to where you replicate yourself. They found a way to like continue to glitch it, so it went to a snail crawl. But that's to be expected because that's not what was supposed to ever happen.
Yeah.
So,
that game is even on PC is no wait. Let me say this first. Let me get this. Let me clear this air. First and foremost, I've been playing it and I've been running at 120, and on the low end, it'll run at 60. Never anywhere lower than that. With that being said, only in transitional sections does that game, and that's exactly what it is. Like, does that game go from 60 down to 24 for a split second, and you can catch it every time. But as soon as you move out of that transition, bloop, it's back up to where it needs to be. So I don't know where the whole this thing is sluggish and it needs a 4090. I'm running a 3080. I don't know where it needs a 4090 or a 5090 at this point to run this game comes from.
Well, people do too much.
A lot of people say
trying to push everything at the maximum settings and don't want to change them.
Yeah.
Well, you have to. If you spend that much money to try to, so you can brag that you got the most powerful, you're gonna do that because that's why you bought it. Because you really didn't need it to begin with, and you bought it to try to brag to people.
Right.
Yeah, well, as you can see, I'm playing on
waste of optimization. There's no code optimization for higher tier graphics cards.
Right.
So you're going to waste money,
basically.
Because I don't think there's any companies that's like, hey, look, this is geared towards the 3080 or 4090. Like I've heard, like for example, with Tomb Raider at the time, I think they were like really gearing towards AMD, and there had to be some changes with other graphics cards. But other than that, no.
So, Void, I do agree with that. I also think though that Nintendo's already peeped that, and they're just gonna ignore it like they did with Tears of the Kingdom and just put out a 13-minute video showing you what the game can actually do.
I'm waiting for people to make comparison videos just like they're doing now for PS5 Pro. Oh, it looks so much better and runs so much better, and it's going to look exactly the same.
It's exactly the same. Because that's why I'm like, I can't take these guys seriously, and I'm like, I can't take Digital Foundry seriously because it's clear what they're doing.
You think they're going to do that with the Switch too? Because honestly, I think it's going to be the exact opposite. They're going to be like, oh, well, we were expecting this much power, and it just doesn't perform like
I'm expecting to hear.
They tried that too. They tried that. And it didn't work. So they're going to now go overly positive to see if they can generate something that way. And people going to see hopefully people see right through them.
Here's the thing. The problem is because as soon as this happens, as soon as it releases, you know what's going to get said. Man, you know what? It's going to happen probably around April or May. Let's say, for instance, they do exactly what they did in 2017. The successor comes out in March. Around May, June, or July, we need
a pro model.
We need a pro model. Yep. Because you know the PS6 is coming out. We need a pro. Like
right.
I'm still boggled by the people that talk about the Switch needing a pro model. Okay, so if they released the Switch Pro, did that make the Switch suddenly a 9th gen console for everybody that's saying it's 8th?
Right.
Yeah. And what is the criteria you saying? So you saying it got to be PS5? Because
No.
you're saying they need a Pro, and I'm like, okay, for what?
Still getting new games on PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure y'all didn't like to call it 9th gen, but as soon as they come out with a Pro model, you okay with a mid-gen refresh?
No. Yeah, that's what I was saying. A refresh of a refresh. You call the Switch a refresh. So if the Switch is a refresh, you want a refresh of a refresh.
Right.
Like that don't make sense. At this point, the and it's gonna get worse because I already see y'all. I can foresee all of y'all on X arguing with people about the Switch 2 being 10th gen. Like I can already.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I am.
It's gonna be me and Shadow.
I know it's gonna be Andre and Shadow. It ain't gonna be me because I'm just gonna be
send them my way. I'll have
the
fun
hordes.
too.
Send them my way. Running the hordes like you running through a Warriors game.
Give me part of your file. I'll take on some of the work. Bring the file over here. I'll go ahead and take out something.
All I'm doing is playing my game.
You've gone over this argument so many times. Generations are based on time and changes over time. That's it.
Right.
That's it. It's not based on what you perceive as the level the generation should be at.
Power and technology.
Because if we did that, you'd have to go back and retroactively change several consoles to a generation before. You'd actually have to make the Sega Genesis 3rd generation instead of 4th generation.
But Andre, I own 1,400 Switch games.
Don't make a difference. Don't make a difference.
Remember that dude?
Yeah, I remember that dude. I remember giving him his words right back. Because
I'm like, dude, what sense does that make? Like, that makes no sense.
It don't make a difference how many games you bought.
You own. Like, what the?
But these are all PS4 games, so clearly that means that it has to be from the PS4 era.
But the PS4 is getting the same games as PS5.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's different.
Okay, if we were to concede that, then that means everybody's still playing 8th gen.
Right.
Simple as that.
That makes that, and you know what that means? That means the PS5 is actually what? And refresh.
But I said the same thing about the Xbox Series consoles, because you can still play Xbox Series games on your Xbox One, even if you got to do it through the cloud. You can still do it.
That is very true.
It can be done on any model of Xbox One.
Because you can play Halo Infinite like that.
I mean, Halo Infinite is directly on there, but you can get the series version of it. Yeah. But you can play that game, the Medium. The Medium didn't come out on Xbox One.
Yeah.
You can play that on there.
Yeah. That's the one thing I will say that when in 2020, Microsoft was like, look, we're not finna lie to y'all and say stuff can only be played on Series S and X. It can play across the family.
Like, look, we want you to play the games that we got. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So you can play it whatever you got. You can play. Now it's gonna play differently, but it can play. But it can technically be played. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, they didn't lie. Now Sony, on the other hand,
Sony been lying.
Of course, this is for the PS5. Put it on the PS4. This was for the PS5.
But never heard PS4 was holding back the PS5, but the Series S is holding back everything else. Gotcha.
Right, bro, y'all wilding, bro.
Well, I love Twitter, man. I love it. Get under my skin, but I love it.
The PS6 is going to be considered 80th gen. Because you have to spend damn near $15,000 to get it.
People really think that it's not going to be expensive. Like,
bro,
realize what Sony's doing right now? Like, Sony's real bold right now. If that console don't drop at least 700, I'll be surprised.
Like, dude, here's the funny thing about that. Like, scalpers have already got the PS5 Pro 20th, the 30th anniversary edition up to $35,000. There are people selling that thing for 30 plus thousand. Not 30 plus thousand. And I'm waiting for the idiot to buy it.
Now, I commend this one guy. He's making his mission to go and report every last one of them.
He should.
Because it goes against eBay's rules to where you can't sell something or upsell something before it even releases. So like you come on now, like I'm on that train too. Hey, go and report them, every last one of them, because they stupid.
Every last one of them, because like this, it doesn't make sense. And on top of that, I thought Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony made that deal that it was like they were going to combat this same practice, because that's what hurt. That's what hurt Sony and Microsoft in 2020. It wasn't the
hurting them now.
That it was the chip shortage or anything. It was scalpers.
Yep.
So I'm like, bruh, y'all couldn't move stuff because y'all let bots and people get it and then just hoard it. And I'm like, I still don't know if people spent like $5,000 for the PS5. I hope they didn't. I hope they. I know somebody probably
so much money waste.
Oh yeah, the rich people, the rich folk.
The people that are rich and gotta have it now.
Right. Yep. Oh yes, I've got my PS5. How much did I pay?
Or those
I dropped $3,000.
Credit card debt behind it.
Right. You gotta catch up with the Joneses.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just wild. So yeah, I don't know. I just know that what they pulling with this Pro, I do not want to see their price tag for their PS6 in 2 years.
It's gonna be $1,200. They're gonna for the asking price, because
they're not gonna let Nintendo stay on the market with their console for more than 3 years.
Not again.
Hey,
no.
If I'm Sony, I get extra bold. Let me do a Kickstarter. See how much I really love.
I mean,
how much y'all really love
that
me.
wouldn't be a surprise if they did. It would not be a surprise.
How much y'all really love me? Help me build this console.
Gonna have 2-3 different tiers. Gonna have a $600 one, an $800 one, and then $1,000.
Right. Listen, if you get up there, we handing out PS6 dev kits early for your chance to try out a new game.
And the battery life on the controller gonna be 3 hours.
Right.
And if you really love us, you're gonna get extra.
Right.
You're gonna pay $300 for the separate controller.
Right.
And $85 just for the plastic stand.
And for the stand.
We're not putting it in the box.
And all your PS5 stuff, it ain't gonna work with this.
No,
right.
You got to rebuy it. You got
because it's new. It's a new generation now. It's not the same.
But we'll also sell you one of those for the PS2.
It's going to PSVR.
I wish they would.
Compatible.
I wish they would.
Also, you got to repay for the Last of Us remaster, and the Last of Us 2.
That's a launch game.
No. It's the Last of Us remastered, remade, and remastered again.
Yeah.
Right. Come pick up your new hard drive that is sold separately. This system now has 32 gigabytes. 32 gigabytes? So all games are required to have an external hard drive. Nope. And if you want to play one of our games, it ain't happening until you get that hard drive, baby.
Tell me,
also be on the lookout for Last of Us 2 remade, remastered Turbo Championship Edition. This time with 50% more creepy Neil Druckmann scenes. Right. This time with 50% more creepy Neil Druckmann scenes in it.
This time you could play the game backwards. Ooh.
Yeah. Also,
this time you can kill Joel faster.
Also, be on the lookout for Death Stranding 3 with Jeff Keighley.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god!
On the front cover.
Can you imagine if he made it into the next Death Stranding game? Oh my god!
He would not shut up about it.
I feel like he would break character so many times. He'd be like, "Can I just say, it's so exciting! Kojima. It's so exciting to be in here." To be like, "And where?" Oh, man. I don't know.
Kojima, I'm inside you.
I knew it.
Where my translate at? Yeah, but all right, peeps. That's gonna do it for this episode. I hope everybody had a good time tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming through. We appreciate you. Andre, anything you want to pimp out?
And it's just a couple videos on my channel. Just go ahead and watch and listen. If you agree. If you disagree. But please be respectful, because if you are not, I'm gonna give you back what you gave.
Shots fired.
Oh no! Those ain't shots. I'm just loading the barrel.
Laser tag shots. Jack, what you got?
I plan to record an idea that I finally fleshed out, but that all depends on what Hurricane Milton want to do this week. So yeah, no, depending on how that
Hurricane La Milton.
My Milton is Milton. I want to do Who Is Red stuff with my friends. That's exactly. So depending on how that go, I wanted to do work on the concept of a video to where it really looks like there's no longer a difference between mobile and console games, because I remember when we used to have handheld games, those were totally different games, even if they shared the same title. Like it was a handheld experience, and that's what it was meant for. And even getting into like Apple Arcade or even Android gaming, like everything's trying to be a console game, and everything doesn't fit mobile. So the one thing that kind of sparked the idea was seeing that Naruto game getting ready to come to mobile. And I'm like,
Ninja Storm, right?
Yeah, the Ninja Storm game. I'm like, why? Like, like this isn't fit for mobile. I don't get it. And it's the same thing with the 2Ks and the FIFAs and all this other stuff. So I want to have a video centered around like at what point did we differ from wanting to have a handheld game, something that was pretty quick but creative, versus just trying to make everything a console game, whether it was in handheld form or on the console. So hopefully all things go well. But yeah, that should happen if electricity allows me to. So
gotcha. Yeah. All right, Sandstorm.
So Friday there was a Vitoverse Friday, but we cut the Vitoverse short because we started our new channel Nunami, which is on Nodoka Yui's channel. So go over there, check that out. What'd you say?
That's a mouthful.
It is. So on that channel, we're talking everything anime. So we have covered the trifecta of video games, entertainment /music, and anime. The things that we like to talk about. So make sure you go over there and check out the first episode. Yesterday, we did a response video to Spawn Wave's video that came out yesterday as well, talking about are we in a gaming crash currently. And it was really centered around Ubisoft. So that was a really good conversation. We actually we talked about Ubisoft, but we even spreaded it out to other avenues such as like movies and stuff like that, with the current situation. So go over there and check that out as well. Obviously today is the Wingin IT podcast. Tomorrow is the Jill podcast, but it also sounds like we may have another podcast going on tomorrow as well. And then on Tuesday is the official release of the Diablo 4 DLC, which they're having a new character. So I will be live streaming that. So make sure you come over there and check out the new character plus the new area that they've added on. There's like a lot of stuff that's added. They've added rune words and mercenaries and all that. So like all the stuff that you got from Diablo 2, which is going to be very interesting. So yeah, that's all I got. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to all the affiliate channels.
All right. I should have Metaphor up in the morning, probably around 7 or 8. So be on the lookout for 45 minutes of talking and 20 minutes of fighting.
I am not looking forward to that game now.
So, like I said, I enjoyed the combat when I got to it. But
my thing is, if you're okay with just skipping through the dialogue, I mean, I think it will actually be a really good game. But I'm assuming people want to be invested in the story too.
Yeah. So, also, fresh take. Me and Vicky, we looked at the season finale of Rings of Power season 2. So check that out. We'll be also looking at Agatha All Along starting next Sunday. So please be on the lookout for that as well. Other than that, that's gonna do it for us. We'll see you guys back here next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So peace out, people.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.